Today we will learn about friction, your chapter number 2. Okay, most important question, and we have already read about it, frictional force and all, right? So a dedicated chapter is there for friction. So let us learn. It is very interesting and it is very important for us. So let's see. Friction is called as necessary evil. You know, students, it is an evil, but it is necessary. Why? Let us understand in this particular chapter, right? We have learned, okay, let me write it, chapter name. Friction. So students, there are already when we have completed our fourth chapter, there we have gone through what exactly is friction. Friction is a force which always opposes the motion of the body. If I am moving in this particular direction, then friction will be like the direction of frictional force is in that direction. It will try to oppose me because after some time my legs will be paining, right? What exactly I have done? I did nothing, I just moved, but my legs are paining. Why? Because of the strain given by the road or given by the surface. Where it is coming from? It is coming from wind as well as the road. That is what friction, which make us like exhaust, right? Okay. Now we will perform some activities. With that activities, I hope you will be more clear what exactly is friction, right? Okay. So students, what we will do? Let me make a table over here. Suppose this is a table and above this table we have kept a book. We will keep one book upon the table. Now what we will do? We will just push it. We will give a gentle push. After some time you can see the book will come up to here, but it will stop. Okay, it won't go always. At some point it will stop. Why? That's what the question. Why the book stopped? See students, however you are at first the book was at rest, you gave a little bit force with saying the book to move because it is an effect of force which can change. Like it can move an object if it is rest or if an object is at rest. Like if an object is moving then it make it rest. So now it is rest after giving a force. Now we have made the rest object to move, but at some point it stops. Why? Because of friction. Okay? Because of friction. How? What kind of friction? Like in which direction it happened and what are the characteristics? Let us learn in symbol form, like symbol and all. Okay? See. At first, suppose let me draw here. Okay? This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, and here the book was placed before. The book was placed over here. Now we gave a push, right? The book has to move in this direction. Book has to move in this direction. But at some point the book stopped, right? After moving this distance, the book stopped. But it won't go down, it won't come up. Why? Because here gravity is pulling it down. W is the symbol of gravity, like force of gravity. Then normal force, that is n. Here, the normal force and W are equal in magnitude and opposite direction, so they will cancel each other. So we can write here n is equal to W. So there is no change in upward or downward direction. But when we gave force over here, it moved in this direction. frictional force, what it will do? It will stop it, because frictional force is acting in this direction. That is Fr. So let me write friction. It is opposing in this direction. So what we will do? The total force will be Fr minus F1. So here friction minus force. So at some point friction wins. At first, yes, our muscular force won. Okay, it has pushed the particular book from here to here. But later on, when we stop giving force, actional force, the book will come again to rest because of our frictional force. Are you all clear? Yes, I hope you all are clear. Now, what are the forces acting on the book in the horizontal direction? There are two forces acting upon. One is your what? Muscular force. Another one is frictional force in the horizontal direction. In vertical direction, how many forces are acting? Normal force and your gravitational force, right? Okay. When the speed of the body moving in a straight line changes continuously, we say that the body has acquired an acceleration. So what exactly is saying, students? When an object is moving in a straight line, okay? When the speed of the body moving in a straight line changes continuously, here the speed is not continuous. Once you have applied a force, at first it will go fast, then again it will gradually slow down. So first we will say it is what? Going fastly. Later we will say it has been slowed down. Okay, the speed of the book has been slowed down. Why? Because of what? Change in speed, which is called acceleration. If speed changes, you will call it as acceleration. But this change occurred in negative direction, means force decreased. So this type of acceleration is called deceleration. This type of acceleration is called deceleration. Did you get it? Okay. Now let me write here what is acceleration, what is deceleration. Okay. Now suppose body, okay, suppose a body is a car, it is moving in this direction. A car is moving in this particular direction. So here what you need to see, students, it is at first, suppose here it is 40 km per hour. A dog came, so it stopped 0. Then again it is speeding down, so 10, 20, 30 km per hour. Slowly it is what? Gradually the speed increased here. But first part it was at 40 km per hour, but it stopped because of dog. Due to dog came in between, it will stop its speed. So what you will say? It was at 40 km per hour, but the speed decreased. So it is not continuous. From 40 to 0 it came. So speed changed. This change in speed, this kind of change in speed in negative direction, means the speed decreasing, is called deceleration. What? Deceleration. Okay. Sorry for spelling and all. This is your deceleration, right? What exactly is acceleration? See, from 0 to the speed gain up to 30. So here speed changed, yes, but in a positive way, means speed is increased. Gradually the speed is increasing. Here you will say, at this point, the car is accelerated. This is what acceleration. I hope you can see which is deceleration, which is acceleration. Okay? Students, the activity which we have done, the book and the table. Okay, by close observation of this activity, we can understand that the floor applies a force on the ground on the book against its motion. So when we have observed the particular experiment what we have seen, the floor applies a force in the negative direction, like opposite to the motion of the book. right? So similarly, the book also applies the same amount of force on the floor in the opposite direction. Yes, the book is also applying a similar amount of force upon the floor, right? That is also one concern. Hence, the net force acting on the direction of force applied by the floor of the book, and the force applied by the floor of the book is called frictional force. What you need to understand, here the book is also applying force upon the floor, and the floor is also applying force upon the book. The situation is both are negative to each other. So at some point they both will collide and they both will stop. When the force applied by the floor on the book will stop, the moment when the book stops. Until and unless the book is going, until and unless the book is traveling, the floor will continue to apply force on it. Did you understood? This is our page number 20. Okay, and this particular thing is called frictional force, or we can say the force applied by the floor. Okay, the force applied by the floor on the book is called frictional force. Did you get it? Okay. Next we have a lab activity, students. Okay, for that lab activity, I think you can do it, is very easy one. You can do that lab activity. Okay, and in this class we will learn how many types of forces are in there and what are they. How many types of frictions are there and what are they? I'll teach you now. Lab activity people need to learn, okay? Students, the question is, how many types of forces are there? Students, there are three kinds of frictional forces are there. Three types of frictional forces are there. What are they? First one is called as static friction. Second one is called as sliding friction. And third one is called as rolling friction. What it is? Rolling friction. Which is the like most effective friction and it is the least effective friction we will learn, and let me show you. Let me write it first. First one is what? Static friction. Second one is the sliding friction. Third one is the rolling friction. Okay, and third one is the rolling friction. There are three kinds of frictions are there. What is static friction? See students, if a big box is there and you want to push that box, so how can you push? You will apply force. As you can observe, at first you are applying force, but the box is not moving. After some time, the box will start to move. So the instant time, at a particular time where you are applying force, but the box is not moving, that time the force will be called as static friction. Here see, the floor is applying friction, which is giving maximum amount of friction. It is giving maximum amount of friction so that the box is not moving at all. Then you are multiplying your force very much time, like number of times, then the thing will start to move and then it will be easy to move. So this is what called as your static friction. Static friction, as you can see. Okay, the effective friction, where the effect of friction is very high and you need to apply force to move that object is also very high. That is called static friction. Next, sliding friction. Sliding friction, what it is? After static friction, students, it is sliding friction. How? If an object slides upon another object, then it will be called as sliding friction. But at first, you will call it as what? Static friction. After that, you will call it as sliding friction. Now, third one is what? Rolling friction. What is rolling friction? You can see your bicycle, bike, truck and all. There, what exactly is happening? They all are having wheels. They all have developed what? Wheels. when wheels are rolling, that will be called rolling friction. Yes, wheels are rolling. Here what is happening? The friction upon the surface is minimum. The friction upon the surface is very minimum. How? Why? See, the area of contact is also very less now. Here, only a point will be connected with it. Very small area is connected. Not only the entire box is not connected, right? The small area is only connected. So you will call it here. If the area is less, then the friction will be reduced. Okay. So students, in these three cases, the highest amount of frictional force is at static friction. The least amount is at rolling friction. That is why to reduce friction, all over the world people are using wheels. At first there were no wheels. At first everybody were what? Pulling things. You might have played this game, but nowadays people are using what? Wheels, so as to overcome the friction. Still friction is applied, okay, on the wheels also. On our next class we will learn what are the factors affecting friction. Okay. Yes, what are the factors affecting friction, that we will learn, and we will learn is friction actually necessary or not, okay, and how friction produces heat. So these all, how to increase friction, how to decrease friction, everything we will learn in our upcoming classes. And until then,